This episode of the Young Turks brought to you by Squarespace.
Go to squarespace.com/TYT and get a 2-week trial for free.
So who's going to replace Glenn Beck? That's another interesting question. There's a rumor online that it's Judge Napolitano. All right, listen. Roger Ailes watches Fox News with the sound turned off. It's kind of fascinating thing. I'm sure from time to time he turns the sound down, but generally speaking, he's got it up in his office and he has the volume off. He thinks the visual is incredibly important. Judge Napolitano is a frog. Roger Ailes is not going to hire a frog and put him at 5 o'clock where Beck was. He lacks all charisma, and if you turn the sound on, it's even worse. It ain't going to happen, okay? Here's who he's going to hire. Again, my prediction, I'm not saying I have any insider news or anything like that, so just take it for what it's worth. Here comes Megyn Kelly. I've been saying it for a long time. They've been getting her ready. She's reasonably hot. She's definitely conservative. Among the daytime people, she's the one that has the most opinion. She's ready-made. I mean, 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they got to get her into prime time. I'd be shocked if they didn't do it, okay? Speaking of which, Megyn Kelly was talking about Glenn Beck a little bit, and there's something very telling in this little exchange she has with Brett Baer. Let's watch.
But you got a deficit there that's about, over $1.5 trillion around there, and you got these guys haggling now over, I don't know, $7 billion, whatever, however you want to put it. But the math is.
Maybe we need a chalkboard.
I was told there'd be no math.
I don't know. I mean, it's not usually my thing, but.
Where could we get one?
I don't know.
One may be becoming available. Brett, thank you.
All right, see ya.
But you got deficit.
One may be becoming available for Megyn Kelly herself at that 5 o'clock spot. But you get the sense, you know what? These people didn't like Glenn Beck at all. And we had heard reports before that within the building, there was no love for Glenn Beck. Because the guy has a gigantic ego. He thinks he's like the savior of the world. And so, of course, and by the way, everybody in the TV business has a gigantic ego. So, if, the guys at Fox News, they must all have this floating around with these giant heads, right? And then they keep bumping into Beck's giant head, and they don't like it. You know what Megyn Kelly has said in the past? She said some of the allegations against Beck, quote, may have foundation. She was already ready to throw him under the bus. They seemed absolutely gleeful that Beck was getting canceled. So that's a fascinating development. We'll watch for what happens with Megyn Kelly. All right, now, that was so much fun. Now I got to do real news. Okay. Well, look, but I'll tell you, one last thing on Beck. It does send a little bit of a message, like that there are some bounds, right? And I think that's a good message. You know me, I don't believe in checking speech or freedom, etc. But I think it's a good thing overall that a guy who's pretty much a lunatic and had really some vile vitriol that he put on the air every day, and some of it was really harmful. And this whole demagoguing, and the Democrats and President Obama are the enemy, and they're going to destroy your country, and you better watch out, and you better take action. All that stuff, that's off the air now, at least in television, and I think that's a good thing.
If you want to build a website or a blog, where do you go? You go to squarespace.com.
Squarespace just pushed a brand new social widget for geolocation services. Display your most recent check-ins from Foursquare, Gowalla, and Facebook Places on a live Google map. Go to squarespace.com/TYT and get a 2-week trial for free.